on Weddings Unplugged in sunny Miami, Florida, selecting your bridal party. So for me, selecting my bridal party, I actually did a little bit extra. I actually selected 3 matrons of honors.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And 3 bridesmaids. I was talking to one of my line sisters who got married probably like a year or so ago, and I was asking her, like, is 2 matrons of honors or 3 of them too much? But she said, it's your wedding, you do what you want to do. So what do you guys think?
Why did you pick 3?
Because each of these women, I definitely admire their marriages, and like they're very wise, and I couldn't choose between all 3 of them. I was like, what? Might as well have all 3. So what was the process for you?
I had 6 total. A maid of honor. Well, it was my best friend and my sister. Neither of them are married, so I didn't have a matron of honor. I just essentially had 2 maid of honors, and then 4 bridesmaids. And I honestly went from not wanting any bridesmaids to asking 6 people, which was a very drastic turnaround. And I think naturally, one of the things I will give advice to everyone on is expect that while you love all your bridesmaids, you will have a standout. Like, there will be somebody that is just goes above and beyond. It will naturally happen. For me, that turned out to be my baby sister, which I didn't even expect, and she was like my ride or die during the process. But it just happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'm complete opposite. I don't want a bridal party at all. I've been through several and see the drama that some of these ladies cause the bride on their wedding day, and I want no parts of it. So I decided no bridal party. I mean, my daughter will walk, and maybe my goddaughter will walk, but not an actual bridal party.
I mean, for me, I definitely see what you're saying. I have a friend who she didn't have a bridal party, and it was a focus on her and her husband. But then the backside of that for her was that when it came time for bachelorette and the fun and the parties, no one was already on it. Whereas when you have the bridesmaids, we're going here, we're doing this. So that was cool. For me, I had a hard time narrowing it down, but it was great in a sense, whereas I got to reflect, like, who's been there from, not necessarily from day one, but just through thick and thin, and who's actually supporting me in this relationship to get to this point. Who can I actually go to for any issue? And I think originally my list was like 14.
Wow.
And then I told my husband, and he was like, "That's a school bus." Well, he's Jamaican, so when I imitate him, it's the patois. So he's like, "That's a school bus," and I'm like, "No." He's like, "Show me a picture where you see 14."
Wow.
So I looked, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, this does look kind of crazy." You're right. So I set it on 10, and then he was like, "Okay, cool, 10, it works." And I will say, for the photography, it does make things difficult, because it's like
so many people.
wide lens, wide shot. But I loved it. I enjoyed it, and we're like a family now.
Right. Speaking of numbers, first, I was very big on, I'm going to choose how many, however I decide that is, and I don't want my husband to feel like he has to choose the same amount. So I told him, like, there was 6 for me. I'm like, I don't care if there's 2. I don't care if you don't have any. I don't care about this, the symmetry of it. It would be great for pictures, but we'll figure it out. That was like really big for me. I did not want him to feel like he had to have 6 people just because I had 6 people. And the other thing is, like, who you choose. I was really big on who is going to be able to contribute to, like, the memories when I speak about, like, me and the things that my husband has been through. Like, who's going to be able to do that versus who I've known the longest. And that was really important to me too. Who is going to be able to say, I remember when you guys did XYZ, because most of our me and my husband have been friends since we were like kids, but most of our romantic relationship was while I was in law school, and it was long distance. So that was important to me. I didn't want I didn't want to deal with the history aspect of it. I wanted people who could contribute to what I thought was the romance. So.
I think there's also an aspect to it where, okay, every great friend can be a great bridesmaid, but every great bridesmaid doesn't always tend to be a good friend. Like it's
Know
just a
thyself.
gray area sometimes because in essence you kind of are enrolling someone to take on a job. Like
Financial.
yeah, we're gonna have good times, we're gonna chill, but it's a financial strain in many cases. Even like responsibilities, it's a lot of responsibilities. It's a lot of being open and willing to give for sure. So you have to think about all the aspects.
Well, all right, ladies. Well, that was it for today. Thank you for joining us on Weddings Unplugged, Miami edition.